This is coming out the dome because I want it to be genuine, y'all. First off, I think it is so important to actually learn to be comfortable on your own. And I say this because I have been in a relationship with my husband since we were 15-year-old. And now I'm 25. It has been 10 years of me being with someone, and I was with him from a very early age, so I never really got to learn how to be my own adult, right? Be my own self. When my husband started working overnights, I got the opportunity to kind of separate a little bit and start recognizing things within myself. So I started learning, hey, you don't know what you like to do outside of being a wife, a mom, a partner. I started identifying hobbies that I enjoyed, and when I found joy and contentment in something, I kind of took a note of that in my head, and I'm like, okay, this is something that I actually like to do. Because I think we get into this like pattern of knowing what we used to like to do, and we will just kind of just spat out what we're used to. But I change. We all grow and change every day. And so it's like, if I'm saying something that I enjoyed doing 5 years ago, like 5 years ago I was 20, 10 years ago I was 15. And so it's like, we grow and we change and we have new experiences and we learn new things about ourselves, new interests. And so learn yourself. And how you can learn yourself is by trying new things and getting comfortable with just being by yourself. Now, that does not mean that you don't need to be in a relationship or anything like that. People make us better, it's great, but just learn to also be an individual. On top of having time with yourself, have time with God in prayer. Yes, I'm gonna say it because it's true. When we take some time to be quiet, because prayer is not just talking and venting and give me this, give me that, but sitting in silence and letting God talk to you. Let him speak to you. Let him fill your spirit, because we are not just trying to do all these external validations in our life, but we need that internal validation that we can only get from the Lord. So go into prayer and ask him to help you understand yourself, understand who he has called you to be. I think that is so important, and I would not be where I am without God and prayer. The next thing is stop comparing yourself, and I know that's easier said than done. I still have moments of comparing myself to people, but understand that your journey is different than their journey, and what they might have did to get these results might be different for what you need to do for your own results. Their mindset might be different than your mindset. Your way of learning might be different than their way of learning. And so therefore, we should not be comparing ourselves to other people, because we were all made as individuals. God wanted us to be different. God wanted us to look different, sound different, act different. So be different. And alongside that, be comfortable with being different. Comparison and being comfortable with being different, I think, go hand in hand. And so when you stop comparing yourself to other people, you are able to start looking at your own qualities and being like, hey, I like that about me, okay? Like me personally, I like my personality. I like how I can be a little bit witty and I can be a little bit silly, and I have a good sense of humor. Like, you know, it's okay to talk yourself up a little bit. Like, I think people get so boggled down with being humble that they almost just like self-ridicule. But it's okay to know your good qualities. That's not a problem. It's a problem when you become cocky. If I'm going around talking about, I'm the best. Let me relax. I'm the baddest. Miss Ma'am, sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you walk into a room and people just feel that natural confidence on you, you're just naturally lightened up, people vibe with that. They like that. And so do more of that. Let your confidence shine through. Be comfortable with who you are, and that's all a part of the self-discovery, all a part of it. Personally, getting more comfortable with who I am and kind of navigating that with my way that I communicate with people and how I interact when I go out and stuff, I started recognizing more things about myself because I was letting loose. And so it's so important to communicate with people, interact with people, try new things, like get out your comfort zone and get out more so that you can experience the world and experience how you interact with the world, because I think that is also a big part of who we are. Ooh, we just hitting all these gems that I wasn't expecting. That's why I don't always like scripting videos, because it's like you get this natural just flow. less is more. And I'm saying this because we do too much with a lot of things. Let's keep it all the way real, okay? Social media has made us feel like we need to have 50 million goals. We need to have 50 million clothing items, 50 million purses. You don't need a lot to be different, okay? Please, please. Don't need to overconsume things to be unique. Stop. Save your time, okay? I started going to Value Village with clothes that I did not want anymore and trading them in for cute clothes that I love. People will give me compliments like at work and stuff. Oh my gosh, where did you get this dress? Where did you get this? Where did you get that? And almost every single time, if I bought it myself and it wasn't like my mom or my aunt giving me something, it's Value Village, honey. I'm thrifting because thrifting is so fun. You get the freedom without having to worry so much about how expensive it is because it's already pre-used, gently used clothes, and so they're cheaper. Get into trying new styles. Get into doing things that don't cost too much. A little self-care, that's okay. You can buy the $5 mask. You don't have to buy the expensive $30 one that was on TikTok. Like, it's not that serious, and it never was that serious, but suddenly it's become serious, and I'm just trying to dial it down a little bit so you can actually enjoy your life, right? But switching it up, there ain't nothing wrong with switching it up. Like, switching up is fun. I switch out my hair, but I know how now to keep a style for a while and then switch it up. I'm not going out and buying like a new wig, $70, $80 to $100 like every month. That's kind of crazy. I think it's really easy to get into the trap of frivolously spending because it fills that void. It gives us that quick gratification. And as humans, we love gratification. Like, it's what we crave. That's why we love likes on social media. We like buying new things. It's because it gives us that self-gratification. We like that reward system response, but we need to learn to get that through fulfillment in other things. So committing to disciplining yourself in other areas of your life, reading your Bible more, working out because you want to go into the gym more often, anything and everything. Finish a book, like, start putting it into like nice productive things that make you feel good about yourself. Completing goals is great, but we just don't want to be filling our brain, flooding and overwhelming ourselves with so much stuff that we just can't nail one thing to actually complete. Because yes, I have done that way too many times and I'm over it.